Hey there, my name is Abby and I'm going to give you a quick review of the different Spectra pumps and the Willow Goes. So I actually just went out and bought this and figured I might as well film the unboxing for you guys as well, just to see what everything looks like as it comes out of the box. So if you're thinking about getting a Spectra, definitely watch some review videos first. If you're thinking about getting the Willows as well, I really do like the Willow Goes. Personally, they have been my primary pump for the last almost 4 months and I've loved them. However, I have noticed that I get better output with the Spectra. Don't get me wrong, I get great output with the Willows as well, but I do think it is beneficial. If you're going to have some wearable pumps, you should still have a wall pump too. Things can go wrong with wearables. The battery can die, you might drop them, they might break. So having a backup is a really good idea. Okay, so first and foremost, the manual. And, oh, it looks like they actually had new bottles come out since I got my original Spectra. So these are completely new looking and I love the look. Ooh, and they came with 2 different sets of flanges, power cord, and the pump itself. Okay, so brand new. We're gonna check out the amount of hours that it shows, because that's another thing I've always been curious about. I never knew that you could look up the amount of hours on your pump when I first got this original Spectra. So I'm curious. Okay, so we'll have to charge this up first before I do too much, but oh, it is working. Okay, so I just found the amount of hours, and as you can see, it says 0. So that is reassuring to know that these pumps have not been used. Okay, so with the flanges, they do provide a set of 28 millimeters and a set of, let's see, 24. Okay, so 24 I think is the standard size flange, and that actually fits me pretty well. I personally don't need the size 28, but it's always good to hang on to them because I actually wasn't aware of this, but your nipple size can change throughout postpartum. Typically, it tends to get smaller the further you go, but you never know. You might end up being a 28 later on. Who knows? Interesting. This is quite the new design. So these are the new nipples. I actually really like the look of these. I do prefer the nipples to be a little bit longer, but who knows? My baby might like these. Okay, so this I'm really excited about. The reason why I went out and bought a new pump is because I absolutely hate being stuck to the outlet. My first time breastfeeding with my first son, Oliver, I didn't breastfeed for very long. Looking back, I wish I would have. I wish I would have kept going longer, but I weaned on purpose for medical reasons, and as soon as I was done breastfeeding, that's when the formula shortage hit in 2021. That was incredibly stressful. It was hard to find formula. And had I known, I never would have weaned. I would have just stuck it out, kept going. And this time with our son, Malcolm, I have a goal to last the entire first year, if not longer. I would like to do it as long as I can, but the cost of formula has increased significantly since our first time. Just to give you guys some perspective, we typically bought the Gentle formula from Sam's Club, the brand Members Mark, and a container of 48 ounces of powder was about $25 back then. The exact same container formula is now $43. That's a huge difference. So if I can continue breastfeeding, that is my goal. Do it as long as I can. Of course, fed is best. If you're unable to breastfeed, there is nothing wrong with formula. Truly. We did formula with Oliver. We're doing breast milk with Malcolm, but no matter what, both babies are being fed, have been fed, and that is the goal. All right. So I think I have about 100, I looked it up earlier today, and it was about 104 hours on my original Spectra. Now, I could have probably made it through with this, but truly having the cordless Spectra, I've talked to several people that have this exact model, and they've all said that it's worth it. Now, if you're looking at getting a pump for yourself, start with a wall pump, and you know, a lot of times insurance will cover a pump for you, or at least part of it, and then you can pay a little bit out of pocket if it's not fully covered. Now, this one was fully covered by my insurance, and I got this through aeroflow.com. I will put different links here in the description. Some of them are affiliate links that do earn me a little bit of commission, but this is not a sponsored video. I am just wanting to share my true opinions on these things. Now, the Willow Goes I truly love Willow. I have been in contact with their customer service and they have been amazing. I had a crack in one of my original pumps and they replaced it for free because it was still under warranty. If you buy through Aeroflow, it automatically came with a 1-year warranty. But if you buy through their website, I believe you have an option for a 2-year warranty. Trust me, it's worth it. Get the warranty because you never know if you drop the pump, if it cracks, if you get it wet, if it just has some malfunction going on with it. Like, it's well worth it to have that warranty so that you're not having to pay for a brand new pump out of pocket. These do have hospital grade suction, and as a wearable pump, that is very important because a lot of times people don't get as good of output on a wearable pump. Some people do respond really well to it, but from what I've learned is that the wall pump tends to work better. And just because the Spectra and the Willow Go's work great for me doesn't mean that they're going to work great for you. If they don't, or if you don't get the best output right away, it's best to keep trying it. You know, work on pumping for several sessions to see if you're able to get an increase, because it does take your body some time to adjust to a different type of suction, a different pump. And I've joined some moms groups on Facebook that are specific to breastfeeding, pumping, and I've learned so much. So if you're on the fence, join some moms groups, figure out what they're saying about these different pumps, ask questions, and then make your decision. And something else I want to share with you guys are these MOMCOZY warmers. These are warmers that you can actually wear inside your bra while you're pumping. And I don't wear them every single time, but if I feel like I have a clogged duct, I will definitely wear these. I don't know if it would work great for everybody because everybody is different. But you know, with my lactation consultant, she did say that a warm breast can help your letdown at times, but I don't actually use the vibration setting on this. I just use the warmth. Okay, and if you guys are looking to figure out how many hours are on your pump, start by turning it on. Press this button here in the middle. This is the massage button or the stimulation mode. So press here, cycle plus, vacuum minus, cycle minus, vacuum plus, and massage. And then that brings you to a screen that will show you your amount of hours. And you have to read these in like hundreds. So for example, on my original Spectra, I do the same thing, turn it on. Oh, it's not plugged in. Okay, well, if I were to do the exact same thing while plugged in, you would see the same screen, but it would say 0104 because it's 104 hours. So for setup, make sure that you sterilize your pumps before you actually start using them. Not the motor, just the parts. You're gonna have a flange, a duck bell, and a bottle. If you are an overproducer or you have an oversupply of milk and you need a larger bottle than the 5 ounces that is a standard, you can find other bottles that have a larger quantity or larger capacity online, and I will link those as well. That is something I will probably be investing in soon. Now, these are the backflow protectors. So these prevent any milk from getting in this tubing. If any liquid gets in this tubing, you're probably just gonna wanna buy yourself some new parts. This should never, ever, ever get wet. Don't wash it. Another nice thing about the Spectra is that it actually comes with the option to do one breast at a time or both. Now, if you just want to do one, you can keep this silicone cover over one of the air holes, and then just gotta plug that in, and there you go. If you want to add the second one, you just gotta grab it with your fingers. It can be a little finicky, but you just gotta keep a good grip on it, pull it right out, and add your other tube. Okay. So I looked at the calendar. I'm about 17 weeks postpartum or nearing 4 months. And as I said, I use the Willow Go's for the first 3 months primarily. And then over the last few weeks, I've been going back and forth between my Willow Go's and my Spectra because I noticed my supply dipping a little bit. And I was just trying to get a good idea of how my body would respond to different pumps. And I did find that I tend to get a better output or more milk when I use the Spectra, but whenever I'm on the go or I have to be out and about, I take my Willows. Even though I might not get as much milk, I'm still pumping, still feeding my baby, and they're a lot more convenient. Less stress, and that means more milk, because actually one of the worst things that you can do for your supply is to stress about it. Okay, and there we go. Here it is. So I'm gonna take a quick break from filming. I'm gonna pump and show you guys exactly how much I get. All right, so I'm actually gonna go through and sterilize the parts first before I pump. So what I did was I poured distilled water into a large pan. I'm just waiting for it to boil right now. You can use regular tap water. I just prefer distilled water, and then there's not the hard water grime all over the parts. Either way, as long as it's sterilized, it'll be fine. Okay, we're back. I just finished pumping. So I'm gonna disconnect here for a second and show you what I ended up with. Okay, so one side. Okay, so my left side, I got a solid 3 ounces, and my right side, I got between 2.5 and 3. So I would say when I measure these out, it's probably gonna be around 6 ounces, and that's impressive for being the end of the day. Typically, you produce more in the beginning of the day than you do at the end. You produce more while you sleep. Throughout the day, I notice that my pumps do get less and less as I go. So 6 ounces at, what time is it, babe? Like almost 10? Okay, yeah. This is maybe my last pump of the night because I'll nurse my baby before we go to sleep. So the fact that I got 5.5 or 6 ounces is awesome. And there you have it. That is my experience with the Spectra pumps and the Willow Go's. I will do another video about Willow Go. If you're interested, go ahead and check that out. I will link it below. So all in all, if you're looking at getting the Spectra, definitely get yourself the cordless one. It is blue, just pay the extra money for it, or maybe it's covered fully by insurance, but you can't go wrong with the cordless. All right, that's all for now. I'll see you guys next time.